man. Hey, this is the guy I was talking about, right? We are going to be in the presence of greatness. The GOAT of MLBB is here. Carl, how you feeling, man? You've been watching a lot of MPLID recently. You've been watching a lot of MPLID recently. Different, or is it exactly what you expected?
It's very different, but it's what I expected from MPLID. It's like a brawl match, and it's really entertaining to watch.
Oke, Ji. Jadi kata Carl TZ, so far seru banget, entertaining banget untuk ditonton, Ji.
Oke, benar-benar emang Indonesia ini entertainment banget. Dan tentunya, Karena boleh dong minta tolong tanya ke Carl TZ. Kira-kira Carl TZ, apakah mereka udah siap melawan dua perwakilan dari Indo di sana nih?
I'll let Mirko ask that one.
So Carl, we got a question here from the Indonesian panel, right? Are you ready to face Onyx and Ultra Ego, our two representatives from Indonesia later on at the M7 World Championship?
Right now, not yet, but maybe soon because we haven't practiced yet because we think there is.
Oh, jadi dia bilang dia belum siap ya? Belum siap, Ji. Gimana nih, Ji? Ada chance kau untuk kita, Ji?
Sebenarnya kalau ngomongin ada chance, kita bakal ada selalu chance. Tapi ini Tas kayaknya akan mau nanya ke Carl TZ nih. Nanti boleh ditranslate ke Bang. Silakan, Tas.
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Silakan ngomong aja, Tas.
What do you think about Indonesian gameplay? Indonesian gameplay is very unique. The only region where everyone is like fighting everybody, you know. They always love to take fashion that's unnecessary, but I love the way they play it, you know. It's a very mechanical region, and I feel like the players in Indonesia have really high mechanical skills.
I'm gonna ask you, Carl, again, looking at these two teams, we expected Onyx and Onyx MLBB if Onyx don't make it to the M7 World Championships for you as well. You didn't expect Alter Ego to make it. Nah, gue mau nanya nih untuk Carl TZ sendiri ya. Semuanya kayaknya udah expect untuk Onyx masuk ke babak grand final, untuk masuk ke M7. Tapi untuk Alter Ego, ekspektasi sangat beda lah ya. Mereka bisa menghancurkan ekspektasi beberapa analis pada season ini. So Carl, what do you think about Alter Ego and their rise to success this playoffs?
I feel like they're a really good team and they have done it very well tournament already. And I feel like they also deserve to be in that championship based on how they're playing. And I also want to face against the rookie. He's a very good gambler.
I see. Ya, untuk Carl sendiri dia nggak expect juga sih yang mereka kuat, tapi masih ada hal-hal yang mungkin bisa dikeluarin. A question for the coach.
What do you think about Yasuke, man, the man of the hour here, the crazy rookie that has been shattering everyone's expectations? Is he a real threat?
Yeah. Carl, what do you think about Yasuke, the rookie monster for season 16?
I feel like he's a really good gambler, but I didn't see him as any other hero except Poison. So I want to see more of him like the other hero.
Oke, jadi menurut Carl TZ, dia merasa udah jago ya, tapi dia pengen lihat lebih banyak lagi dari dia untuk hari ini, apalagi di Grand Final.
I want to ask the GOAT for some winning conditions. You know, you've been watching a lot of Onyx, a lot of Alter Ego. Hold on, wait, before that, Carl. I heard from a lot of words that you were laughing while watching MPL Indonesia in the first few days. Now, what do you think about the gameplay of the other Indonesian teams? Like, is it different to the Grand Finalists? Was it just kind of wacky for you?
Because they do some unnecessary things that you don't need to do in game, but it's very entertaining, you know. I'm just happy watching them.
Oh Ji, jadi kemarin tuh Carl TZ tuh sempat ketawa-ketawa
Yeah.
gameplay kita di MPLID. Katanya tuh gara-gara banyak banget momen atau kejadian yang terjadi yang menurut dia tuh nggak seharusnya terjadi gitu. Jadi menurut dia entertaining, makanya dia ketawa.
Oke, memang kalau gue denger dia Carl TZ ketika stream ya, dia tuh kayak ngerasa kok banyak objektif yang bisa diambil, padahal tapi kok kenapa nggak diambil? Nah kali ini gue juga pengen nanya ke arah ke Carl TZ ya, minta tolong untuk para partisipasi untuk ditranslate. Carl TZ, ya kan? Kita tahu Indonesia ini salah satu region yang besar, tapi apa sih permasalahan dari region Indonesia yang ngebuat Filipina ini selalu berada di atas dari region Indonesia?
All right, Carl. So, what do you think is the reason as to why Indonesia hasn't been able to find success internationally. You know, we're a big region. We won at the M1 World Championship. We've always been competitive, even in scrims. But what's the difference between Indonesian players and Filipino players? What's the difference between the regions? Why can't we perform, in your opinion?
In my opinion, because Philippines is much more disciplined team, unlike Indonesia, and I feel like that's the only reason that Indonesia hasn't been winning.
Jadi ya secara simpel disiplin Ji yang kita nggak punya Ji. Gimana nih?
Oke, kita ngomongin disiplin ya. Boleh nggak sih dari playernya sendiri nih, Rachel dan juga Mirko? Tas, gimana menurut lo dengan tanggapan dari Krautesi yang bilang kedisiplinan para player Indonesia memang harus lebih diperbaiki?
Kalau gue sih lumayan setuju ya sama yang tadi ngomongin ya. Karena kan gue sempat ngerasain juga dan emang yang jadi masalah di bagian disiplinnya sih. Karena rata-rata kita udah menang rating tetap bakal kalah juga akhirnya kan.
Oke, jadi Rachel dikonfirmasi langsung Rachel bersama playernya.
Okay, so even Taz agrees
Yeah.
that we lack discipline.
Well, I got another question for you. Nah, untuk Krautesi sendiri nih, kan lu main bersama dengan player yang seluar biasa Sanford, ya kan? XP laner yang bisa dibilang di Indonesia dari dulu tuh kekurangan. Kita XP lane yang selevel begitu. Nah, apa yang menjadi kayak perubahan lah dari Sanford sama perbandingan Sanford sama Lutfi Manino? So, Carl, you have had the pleasure to play with someone as talented as Sanford in your team, you know, an XP laner who, I mean, he's for me, the best XP laner of all time, but right now, we actually finally have some XP laners ourselves in Indonesia who I think have a chance to get to that level. Now, what differentiates Sanford from the XP laners that we have in Indonesia?
I feel like Sanford right now is very experienced and I think Sanford's mechanical skill right now is on par with other Indonesian players too, and also he has a macro that is very high.
So, jadi kalau dari Krautesi sendiri dia bilang pengalaman yang menjadi kekuatan Sanford sekarang ya, bukan cuma mekaniknya. Dulu mungkin di M4 mekanik, tapi sekarang udah dengan makronya, udah dengan disiplinnya dan dengan dia lebih mature pengalaman yang didapatkan dari beberapa international turnamen. Makanya dia bisa di atas dari XP lane kita. Buat ada follow up question nggak Ji?
Ada. Dia kan udah main dan ketemu region Indonesia dari dulu banget Mirko. Nah, kalau kita ngomongin makro dan mikro memang kita tahu ya kan pemain senior biasa lebih tinggi. Ada nggak satu nama play?
Time man, we saw you go crazy at M2 all the way to today. Now you've faced a lot of Indonesian players. Now, which out of the very many Indonesian players you faced stands out? What name? Which name stands out?
Indonesian player?
Yeah, it could be just from NPL Indo. You could say Kyrie, you could say an import.
I feel like Iboy.
Iboy.
Why?
Is there a reason why? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because I think he has a very, very high skilled player and he always gets me in scrims.
Oh, jadi alasannya tuh karena dia merasa kalau misalkan mekanik Keyboy itu luar biasa banget dan ternyata di scrims Keyboy selalu menang lawan Krautesi.
Wow. Gimana Profesor? Ada yang mau disampaikan?
Nah, mungkin kalau aku bisa bilang apa perbandingan antara jungler PH dan juga jungler ID?
Alright, Carl, so what's the difference between the Indonesian junglers and the Filipino junglers?
I feel like Filipino junglers play a lot of utility junglers, but in Indo they only play like Jason Shin and other certain heroes.
Oke, jadi menurut dia perbedaannya lebih ke PH, jungler-jungler itu lebih suka utility. Sedangkan kalau misalkan di Indonesia sekarang, seperti kita lihat, banyak pengguna YSS dan assassin-assassin lainnya.
Nah itu faktanya juga sih anyway.
Ada tanggapan nggak Profesor?
Kalau aku sih sendiri malah mau nanya sebenarnya dari banyaknya statement yang bahkan dari beberapa orang-orang Filipina juga sempat mention dengan konten bisa ditanyakan kayak Baloy sempat bilang, bahkan banyak orang yang bilang katanya gameplay kayak Alter Ego yang chaotic begini ini kan lumayan jadi counter PH. Itu bener nggak sih kalau dari sudut pandang artis?
KB, we know that Alter Ego style is very chaotic. Even Beloyski's mentioned in his watch party that Alter Ego's chaotic style can actually trump a lot of the disciplined style of the Filipino teams. Now, for you, do you think this is going to be a problem, Alter Ego's chaotic style for the Filipino teams?
I think yes, but for sure we're gonna respect it, especially at the drafting, and we're gonna be ready how to beat it.
Menurut Carl Tizzy, iya bisa menjadi problem, tapi pastinya mereka akan respect gameplay yang chaotic tersebut dalam draft.
Yes. Nah, kita bakal langsung pindah aja ya ke jungle. Karena tadi kita lihat Kairi dan juga Yasuke. Dua jungler yang luar biasa sekali. Nah, gue mau nanya nih untuk Carl Tizzy. Siapa jungler yang menurut Carl Tizzy punya advantage masuk ke grand final ini? Apakah Yasuke atau Kairi? So Carl, between the two junglers, who do you think will have the upper hand in the upcoming grand finals?
I think it's still Kyrie because he has a lot of heroes and he's much more experienced than Yasuke. But I think Yasuke, when he gets his heroes, I think he can also pop off.
Oke, menurut Carl Tizzy untuk next match-nya antara Kairi dan Yasuke.
Rachel, kalau gitu, menurut Carter sih, draft siapa yang mungkin paling menarik dan menurut dia paling kuat untuk di grand final? Apakah draft yang sering dikeluarkan Onyx atau draft yang sering dikeluarkan oleh Alter Ego?
Alright, Carl, we've seen two different drafts here. From Onyx Comfort, from Alter Ego, we got some crazy stuff. So which drafts do you think will have the upper edge? Will it be Coach Zephyr and Alter Ego or Coach Adi with Onyx?
I think it's much easier with Coach Adi, especially they already saw how Alter Ego play, but I don't know what Coach Zephyr is gonna bring out today.
Menurut dia lebih gampang untuk draft-draftnya Onyx ya?
Ya.
Mungkin karena Onyx udah punya kesempatan juga untuk melihat pertandingan-pertandingan Alter Ego lebih lama, tapi dia juga nggak yakin Coach Zephyr tuh akan ngeluarin hero apa lagi ya hari ini.
So I got a question again, Carl. Ren, I want to see your power rankings. I want to see whether you think the power rankings that we have here is accurate or not. Jadi kita bakal menuju ke segmen berikutnya ya. Udah bahas jungler, udah bahas hero pool juga dengan draft. Nah, sekarang ada power ranking nih. Kita bakal lihat juga untuk Carl sendiri apakah dia setuju dengan power rankingnya. Karena kita bisa lihat banyak banget tim-tim yang udah masuk. Bahkan gue udah dengar dari coach, tim Myanmar bisa menjadi tim yang serem loh. So Carl, power rankings, M7 World Championships by the GOATs, by you. Who do you think is the challenger? Who do you think makes it to watch list and underdog? So let's start with underdog first, Carl. Who makes it to your underdog for M7?
My underdog for M7 is Team Spirit.
Ooh. Team Spirit ya menurut dia ya. Okay, do you have a why? Why is Team Spirit your underdog?
I feel like they just got unlucky on the EWC tournament and I feel like they can do more.
Oke, menurut Carl Tizzy berarti Team Spirit sendiri cuma unlucky ya, nggak hoki aja, kurang hoki pas di EWC X MSC 2022. We'll make it to your watch list category for the M7 power rankings.
I still feel like it's still Onyx ID.
Wow.
Bukan challenger ya?
Yeah, not challenger ya, because we have one more segment where it's challenger. So why did you put?
Oh.
Do you want to change that, or do you think you're still gonna put them in watch list?
I feel like right now watch list.
Okay, watch list. Any reason why that Onyx is on the watch list, not challenger?
Because I feel like they're lacking in so many ways, and I didn't expect them to go like in game 5 or 7 like that. Yeah.
Oke, jadi menurut Carl Tizzy, kenapa dia taruh Onyx di watchlist bukan challenger? Itu karena dia agak kecewa ya dengan performa
Banyak
Onyx.
kekurangan.
Betul, banyak kekurangan di playoff season 16. Oke, terakhir challenger. Carl, who would you put in the M7 World Championship Power Rankings as your challenger?
Aurora Peach.
Okay. We don't need to ask you why. I think we know after hearing those answers. But Carl, jadi untuk Carl Tizzy, dia taruh challengernya adalah tim PH yang kedua, Aurora. Okay, thank you so much, my coach, our coach, Carl Tizzy, for joining us. Thank you to the panel. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you later at M7 in Indonesia, Carl. See ya.